What is up, you guys? It is your boy Lucius here with Toe Trap Tribe, back with part 4 of the Naruto Isekai Ultimate Survival Guide. And you know, it's been a minute. We weren't able to get the band together, sadly, to make this video specifically. But more on that later. Right now, just want to thank you guys for your support. We're at 91 subscribos at the time of this recording. So that means get us to 100. I don't think you guys can do it, honestly. I don't know, prove me wrong. Last we left off, you've gotten out of the forest of death. You finished with pretty good time. One of the first groups done, actually. And what this does is put a target on your back. The other rookies are going to be looking at your group as the ones to beat, or some of at least. And so that will take us into the first round of the Chunin exams. Now, let's set something straight. All the other matchups are going to proceed as planned. You're going to have your Sasuke versus weird chakra hand guy. You're going to have Naruto versus Kiba. And you're going to have a bathroom break. Sorry. Sakura versus Ino. And then Hinata versus Neji. Okay? You guys remember Neji. Like, he doesn't like us very much. If you want more on that, you'll have to go back to and watch the other videos. And in your case, you're going to be going up against an easy dub. Like, this one's in the bag after what you've been through. Just kind of like a random low-level sound guy. Kind of like the one that Sasuke fought, but you don't have a skin disease. Or a curse mark, rather. And you'll make short work of that guy, okay? But it's very important that we talk about the main event. One of the best fights in Naruto history, in my opinion. Rock Lee versus Gaara, okay? And I want to take a minute to recognize the significance of it, because while Rock Lee is still going to lose how he did in the original show, you're going to be viewing it this time. And you're going to see Gaara's bloodthirst up close and personal. And that's gonna shake you a little bit. Now, you've seen some stuff, don't get me wrong, but this is like unnatural, you say to yourself. And so when the dust settles and my guy has kind of fended off that last attack from Gaara that would have definitely been the end of Rock Lee, and the victory has been decided, all that fun stuff, you're just kind of standing up there with your little bird's eye view watching this guy, and you're not sure what possesses you to do it, but you leap off that perch down onto the floor where Rock Lee and Gaara were having their fight, and you don't say anything. You're not sure why you went down there. You don't know if it's anger, you don't know if it's curiosity getting the better of you, but you stand face to face with Gaara, the guy you've been trying pretty hard to avoid all this time because you were just getting really bad vibes. And so you give him a little look, you give him the once over. And what's most disturbing about all this is that you've never seen anybody look that pleased with themselves after doing something that awful. And he regards you only for a moment, and he walks by you. You think that you hear a very rough and gravelly voice, a voice that would definitely betray a 12-year-old boy, tell you to stay out of their way. And you're kind of stuck there in place, like frozen in time almost. But you notice that a very colorful young man is standing across the room from you, and this is none other than Naruto Uzumaki, who is staring daggers into the back of Gaara's head as he walks away. He locks eyes with you for a second, and his attention turns to your Hidden Sand Village headband. You recognize this pretty quickly, and you offer up your apologies for Naruto's friend, and you leave. When you reconvene with your group, they admonish you for how ridiculously stupid what you just did was. You weren't sure what possessed you in that moment, but it's time to move on. So, you exit the building, and you need some rest, because very soon it is going to be the second round of the Chunin exams. And let's be very clear, we saw what Naruto learned in between the first round and the second round of the Chunin exams. I believe there was about 2 weeks of training in between that time period. So we know Sasuke learned the Chidori, we know that Naruto learned the summoning jutsu, and as much as I would have loved to see him summon Gamabunta in the middle of that arena and just beat the shit out of Neji, maybe that doesn't happen for you, okay? I'm sorry. Maybe that doesn't happen for you. But you can get stronger. Maybe you can pick up a new trick, but how are you going to go about it? Let's discuss this. As we've discussed before, let's just say your sensei is, how should I say, so with that out of the way, let's talk about your options, okay? Now, Kakashi's not going to teach you anything, obviously. My guy's probably not going to teach you anything. He's probably busy dealing with the fact that his spiritual successor is now crippled. But who does that leave us? If you're not going to learn anything from your instructors from the Sand Village, then obviously you've got to try and find one here in the Leaf. Who's an optimal candidate for that, though? Kurenai? Oh, what? You mean the lady who used Genjutsu on Itachi? No. Heavens no. Asuma, though? Well, let's think. Ino and Choji didn't make it to the next round. Just Shikamaru. And we all know Shikamaru is too lazy to bother training for the second round of the Chunins. Maybe we give Asuma Sensei something to do. I mean, think about it. He already uses the fire style, or is at least capable of it, and he's got a pretty interesting technique with his chakra blades. If you could pick up something like that, you'd definitely be adding to your repertoire. So, that's where we're going with this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try and enlist the aid of Asuma Sensei 2 weeks prior to the Chunin exams. But, why in the ever-living fuck would he want to help you? That's a good question. Okay, the reason Asuma helps you is because there's a rumor going around that a rookie from the Hidden Sand Village knows the technique Fire-Style Dragon Flame Bombs, which is not normal. That jutsu is supposed to be hidden deep down in the archives in the Hidden Leaf Village. Only a couple of people should actually know how to do the technique, and you're one of them. And obviously this jutsu we first see from Hiruzen, third Hokage, and his relationship to the third Hokage obviously being significant. Asuma's going to be a little curious. He's going to ask you some questions about how you came upon this knowledge, and you're going to be upcoming with him, and you're going to tell him everything that happened. Now, he doesn't really know how to take this news, if he believes you or not, but he agrees to train you for the upcoming exams because, he doesn't have too much going on. As I've said before, Shikamaru, Choji, and Ino aren't going to be too busy around this part because 2 of them are going to be watching from the stands and the other one is going to quit halfway into his fight. So, Asuma trains you a little bit. You get some training from one of the best Jonins in the Hidden Leaf Village, which is great. You learn this chakra blade technique, so you can project a chakra into your kunai knives, as of right now, and you can lengthen the blade. You can inject your fire nature chakra into it and potentially heat things up or melt them. But you're not entirely proficient in doing this yet. You're going to need to train a little bit more. But there you go. Oh, and you get fire style burning ass jutsu, which it was in a storm game, so it's probably real. Shut up. Now, are we ready for the final round of the Chunin exams? Let's try and configure where your fight fits in, okay? So, we have the Shikamaru and Temari fight, correct? We got Naruto and Neji, and then we have Sasuke and Gaara, which of course your fight has to come before. So, we'll just put you right before Naruto and Neji square off. You're not quite in the mid-card, but you're close, alright? You came on after Shikamaru, so you're not at the bottom of the list as far as entertainment is concerned. But enough about that, okay? You want to know who you're fighting. I actually am recording the second half of this video many moons later, and I apologize for that. So I don't actually remember who we said you're fighting, but you're going to fight Kabuto, alright? For those of you who have kind of caught on the subplot, the unspoken words of your storyline, wink wink nudge nudge, and the kind of inner workings around that, hats off to you. This is connected with the Leaf Village invasion in a way. So, yeah, Your opponent is Kabuto, who originally drops out of the competition altogether post Forest of Death, but he's sticking around this time. Shikamaru and Temari proceed accordingly, and now it is your turn. You're up against Kabuto, the Chakra Scalpel guy, the Genjutsu guy. Now, here's the interesting part. As your fight starts to pick up in intensity, you notice that Kabuto's not using nearly his full potential. He seems to kind of just be toying around with you, and you use your Fire Style Burning Ash technique, your newly acquired jutsu, and you even try to combat his Chakra Scalpel technique with your own Chakra Blade. It doesn't go too well. Kabuto gets a couple of hits onto your body with his Chakra Scalpel, and you're not moving too well at all. And unlike Naruto, you don't have a nine-tailed demon waiting to just donate heaps of chakra to you. So you're kind of almost put down for this one. But miraculously, after only a few minutes pass, Kabuto kind of throws in the fight, similar to how Shikamaru did. Even though he was clearly dominating, it looks like he's got something better to do, almost. You get the sense that he was just doing this to kill time, the way he just leaves. And so you're handed the victory, but it's definitely bittersweet. You're so hurt that you're kind of carted off and taken to a hospital bed nearby. And this is when the Naruto and Neji fight would be going on. While you're being hospitalized, this is when the events of the invasion are going to unfold. Basically, you're resting. The Naruto Neji fight, the Sasuke Gaara fight, the Orochimaru reveal. And then that's around the time when you come to. You see Kabuto standing over you. He says, I've got some more important things to take care of, but it looks like you didn't pan out. He readies a Chakra Scalpel, and we'll see you guys next week. You know, I'm sorry I had to do it to you, but it has been a long time. I do apologize. I want this video to get to 100 subs. Alright? Get this video to 100 subs. And we'll see you next week, folks. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. And out. Jams?